What happens when you put a frog into boiling water? It jumps out. But what if you put it in tepid water, then slowly bring it to boil? The frog is cooked to death. I know it's dark, but this is a famous metaphor for ignoring your problems until it is too late to escape the consequences. Lately, this increasingly applies to one leader, William Ruto, the president of Kenya, the East African country. Ruto won power about 3 years ago, and he was elected on a promise. He vowed to protect the poor to improve the well-being of young Kenyans. But has he lived up to it? If you ask the people of Kenya, in all likelihood, the answer will be a resounding no. People are frustrated, the cost of living is high, there is unemployment, corruption, police brutality. It is a long list of problems. So over time, anger has piled up. Things have spiraled, tensions have boiled, while Ruto has only grown more and more tone deaf.
Don't kill them, but should shoot them in the legs so they break and they can go to hospital on their way to court.
Shoot them in the legs, that's what Ruto has said. And who is he talking to? The police of Kenya. And who is he talking about? Not terrorists, not criminals, but protesters. Ruto's ire is directed towards demonstrators. To understand why, let's go back. The Kenyan economy has struggled for years now. Previous governments borrowed money left, right and center from China, from the World Bank, from the International Monetary Fund. Amid this, funds were mismanaged by corrupt governments. And all of this brought Kenya's economy to its knees. William Ruto came to power promising to change this. But he had a Herculean task ahead of him. He inherited a crumbling, debt-laden economy. And he wanted to fix it with taxes. Ruto asked citizens to quote-unquote bear the pain of taxes to grow the economy. And last year he proposed a finance bill. But this bill would have increased the cost of essentials. So in the month of June last year, protests broke out. A youth-led movement swept Kenya. People took to the streets, the government cracked down, police clashed with the protesters, at least 60 people were killed. Reports say many were abducted and tortured. Eventually, on the 25th of June, this culminated in people storming the Kenyan parliament, and Ruto scrambled to make things right. He was forced to withdraw the tax bill and he dismissed nearly all of his cabinet. It was seen as a major win for the people. But it did little to assuage public anger, because problems have persisted, particularly police brutality. So what started as an anti-tax protest transformed into something bigger. In June this year, 2025, a teacher died in police custody. His crime? Criticizing a senior police official on social media. Soon after this, people took to the streets again. They were protesting police violence. During this protest, the police shot at a bystander, a hawker who was at close range. And this further angered the public. Then came June 25th. Kenyans took to the streets again on the anniversary of last year's protests. This too turned violent. At least 19 people were killed. This week on Monday, Kenyans took to the streets yet again to commemorate the country's struggle for democracy, which is an annual affair. But this year, the protest turned deadly. The police clashed with the protesters. They opened fire. They used tear gas, water cannons, rubber bullets. At least 31 people died. More than 100 were injured. More than 500 arrested. At least 2 hospitals were damaged. Thousands of businesses were destroyed. Looting was widespread. And this only worsened the situation.
Who killed our young people in the last year mandamanos, they have not been brought to account for their actions. They are continuing to perpetrate murder against their citizens. A government that has turned itself into a terrorist unit against its own people must not be called a government.
Now, rights groups are demanding an investigation. Opposition leaders are accusing Ruto. They say the government deployed armed gangs during the protests and they were the ones behind the looting. The government was behind the looting to hurt businesses and to discredit the protesters. That is the charge. But Ruto has defended police action repeatedly, and now he has made his toughest remarks yet. He has given the police a free pass to shoot and incapacitate protesters. He has called the protest an attack on security forces, a declaration of war against the country. And this has fueled massive outcry. Kenya heads to polls in 2027. That's when the country will elect their new government. And ahead of the polls, protesters are braving police batons nearly every other week. The death toll is mounting. The people have taken up a rallying cry, Ruto one term, meaning Ruto one term. Most Kenyans want him out. The president has less than 2 years to endear himself to the disillusioned public. Ruto has tried to fix the economy to create more jobs. He has called out corruption, but for Kenyans, it's like their president has tried to increase taxes while people don't have jobs. And when they speak up, the president hardens his anti-protest rhetoric. So Kenya is fast approaching a boiling point, and Ruto has chosen to fight fire with fire. Will this be his reckoning? As they say, only time will tell.
First Post now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakarjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4兆ドル以上の
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. First Post.